Hello, I'm Clare Pooley and I wanted to tell you about my new novel, IONA IVERSON'S Rules for Commuting. I spent years of my life commuting. I took trains, I took buses, I took the London Underground, and I'd often see the same people each day on my journey, and I would imagine what their lives were like when we weren't together and even give them little nicknames and things, but we never ever spoke because speaking to strangers on the train is something that you just don't do. It would be kind of weird. And I never expected to miss those days of those sort of smelly, dirty, crowded commuter journeys. But during the pandemic, I really did. I found myself looking back at them sort of wistfully and, really yearning for the days when we all crowded into small spaces together. And I started thinking what might have happened if I had had the courage to talk to some of those strangers on my journey. What might that have led to? And that really was the spark of inspiration for Iona Iverson's Rules for Commuting. I should tell you about Iona because she's a fabulous, eccentric, larger-than-life magazine advice columnist, and she takes a train every morning from Hampton Court to Waterloo. That's 10 stops, with her little French bulldog Lulu. And she sees the same people day in, day out, and she gives them little nicknames. So one she calls Terribly Lonely Teenager and Impossibly Pretty Bookworm. But she never talks to them because her first rule of commuting is that you never talk to strangers on the train. And then one day, the man who she calls smart but sexist manspreader chokes on a grape and nearly dies. And a nurse called Sanjay gives him the Heimlich maneuver and saves his life. And that one act creates ramifications. It starts creating connections, it starts getting people talking to each other, and incredible things start to happen. So it's a book about connection, it's a book about community, it's a feel-good novel, but it also touches on topics that I find really important, like ageism, like bullying, coercive control, and there is of course also a smattering of romance. So anyway, I really hope you enjoy reading Iona Iverson's Rules for Commuting as much as I enjoyed writing it, and thank you for listening. Bye.